Hello, bass family. Today we're doing another bass textbook deep dive, and we're going to be looking at, well, we're going to answer the first. What is it? Well, we're going to be looking at bass fundamentals, and this is by David Keefe, the subtitle being Using the 5 Positions to Learn the Bass Neck. Now, this is a relatively newer book. When you look at some of the books I've shown you before, they've been out for decades. But I think it covers a valuable topic, and it's something that I am seeing more and more in my newer private students, which is they're being really like anchored to one spot on the fingerboard, and all their bass playing comes from like when they're playing something in C, they're here, and getting them to kind of see that those notes are here also and here also can be a little bit tricky. All right, so the what is bass fundamentals I talked about. Now who's it for? It's for players wanting to have more freedom expressing up and down the fingerboard, not being locked into a position. You'll know who you are. You'll know if this is you, because you'll be frustrated by always kind of getting bored because you're playing in one area too much. You don't understand how the notes are actually laid out on the other fingerboard. The challenge is at the face value of that, being able to play over C dominant 7 all over the fingerboard can be overwhelming. So having someone like Dave Keefe be able to break it down simplistically and not only show you, this is a good example you can see on the back, not only show you like where a certain range is, but giving you stuff to do with it so you can actually musically see the value in it. Not just, hey, this is something you can do, but saying, this is something you can do, and here's some variations, and this is how to make it musical. That's what Dave does brilliantly well. So that's the who. Who is it for? How does Dave accomplish that? Well, I showed a little bit on the back. He very clearly will give like an intro to a section and then show you very clearly how those notes lay out and how to find them with a really, I mean, he thought this out so well, and that's why I think, again, for being a newer book, I just see the value in this, and that every single player, regardless of experience and genre, what kind of music you like to play, will see that this is really clearly laid out. Now, I will say that the notation is in standard notation. So if you're looking, like if you don't know how to read music, this book still has value. There's no tab, but the book has value because of these, reading whatever he has to say about it, like reading this area and then seeing it laid out. There's a ton of value there. Yes, if you don't know how to read standard notation, you won't be able to see the examples, but or be able to utilize the examples. But there's so much here. I mean, I'm literally just going through all this stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. The why kind of also is answered by the who. Who is this for? The why is to get you out of just playing in one area on your neck. The why is to make the bass more open to you, to have more fun. I mean, that's really, if you boil it down, that's why we want to play. We want to have fun on this instrument. We want to play live. And what's worse is when you're feeling like, especially if you're in a band that plays the same set list over and over again, and there's little elements where you can kind of freely express, but you're always doing the same thing, that gets boring. So what's fun is to, with confidence, be able to do stuff on stage live and improvise with confidence. That's the key, and that's what this book will give you, is to give you confidence to be able to step out of that one octave, jail cell. The win. So win in a player from being able to be in the utmost beginner, buying the book the same time, or buying a bass and going home, and that's as much of a beginner as you are, to a seasoned professional. The win, should a bass player get this, it really can be any step. I'd say if you are brand new to the bass, first of all, welcome. You've got a great family here. The bass family is amazing. You could get the book, and again, because the neck diagrams are so clear and the actual text that Dave wrote out is so clear, yeah, that I think you could get it. I think if you have a private instructor and you get this book, then he or she can really, probably get you farther along because you're newer. But anyone who's like intermediate, and if you're intermediate and you can read music, absolutely this book is for you. If you're an advanced player, you can be an advanced player and still have limitations. I've known a lot of players who are self-taught but have been on album stuff, and they have their favorite areas on the neck to play. And if you identify as that, you've got tons of years on the instrument, you've played all over, you're good at improvising, but not right here. then yeah, this book is for you. And where can you get it? This is a book that David Keefe's made available. I believe at the time it's available on Amazon.com. But to answer that and maybe give you a little more insight into the book, I've actually able to get David Keefe to shoot a little video talking about it. So without any further ado, here's David Keefe.
Greetings, everyone. This is Dave Keefe, and I would like to first thank Dale Titus for giving me the opportunity to introduce myself to you and for his overview of my recent book, Bass Fundamentals. I wrote the book recently based on material that I used teaching at Musicians Institute for a long time. I hope and believe it's a very organized system for how to organize harmony, meaning scales, chords, arpeggios, which we use to play grooves, fills, and solos and everything we do, and how to get that all organized on the neck. It's using a kind of a fairly simple but efficient system. And so I hope you will check out the book. I think it'll help you in your playing and help you to get organized in your concepts of how all that information, our vocabulary, lays out on the neck. We all know pretty well the bottom of the bottom end of the neck, but often we're less comfortable with middle parts of the neck and even the top part of the neck if you choose to solo. So I've created a system and then broken it down into exercises and then some applications using grooves and fills and stuff. So thanks, Dale. Appreciate your attention to this book. And the book is available at Amazon. And as a print copy, you can order it there. If you want a digital copy, there's some spots like Apple Books and I think a few others. So please give it a look. I think it'll help. And good luck and practice hard. Thanks.